Hi everyone, my name is Laura. I'm the Director of Communications here at West Lawn. And if you've been tuning into our daily devotionals this past week, you will be noticing that we've been talking a lot about love. Valentine's Day is coming up soon, and Pastor Jeff thought, why don't we continue our Spread the Love campaign through our daily devotionals? So I was tasked with looking into the book of Mark. We are in chapter 12, verse 30. It says, "You shall love the Lord your God with all of your heart, with all of your soul, and with all of your mind, and with all of your strength." The second is this, "You shall love your neighbors as yourself. There is no other commandment greater than these." Now, I don't know about you, but as a Christian and someone who has accepted Jesus as my Savior, loving God is the easy part in all of this, right? And even when I hear the term love your neighbors, my mind immediately thinks of our neighbors who we love. They're funny, kind, generous people who are just really, really great to be around. But I don't necessarily think that is exactly what Jesus was talking about, our literal next door neighbors, right? He's talking about literally all of God's children. That means maybe the people next door, maybe across the street, maybe it's our family or our friends, and maybe it's those that we don't even know. Now, as a church body, I think we do a really great job pouring love into the people who we recognize as being the least of these, right? We're spending our entire February doing really great things to spread the love to people who are associated with Family Promise, other local missions, our first responders, our healthcare workers, people who in our mind, it is obvious that they are deemed worthy of Christ's love, right? But where this gets tricky is not those people, so to say. I think the church does a really incredible job stepping up and representing Christ in our community. But where I know that I fall short myself as a Christian is when I look at those people in my circle of influences and even maybe outside that are just really hard to love. And you know who I'm talking about, right? Maybe it's a family member that you just really, really disagree with. Or maybe it's the friend on Facebook that has the complete opposite political views as you. Maybe it's that really self-centered person in your life that you're desperate for more from, but they just always fall a little short according to your standards. No matter who it is, we are called to love them, right? So what does that mean? Jesus shows us time and time and time again throughout the Bible that in order to love your neighbors, you have to first love God. And by loving God, it's accepting that God's grace is extended to all of his children. Not just me, not just you, but our hard to love people too. And that's where it gets really tricky for me, right? Because as a human, when someone scorns me, or someone doesn't agree with me, or someone doesn't love me, it is my natural reaction to want to say, oh, no, I'm done with you, and moving on. But Jesus demonstrates time and time again throughout the Bible how to show love to others, right? He's intentional, he shows up, he listens, and he loves people no matter what. I think the most humbling example of this is the Last Supper. Jesus chose to share his last meal on earth with a friend that he knew would later deny him and with another that would later betray him. Think about that a second. Think about all of the hard to love people in our lives. If we loved them unconditionally, regardless of whether or not we knew that they were going to betray us or deny us, think about the impact we could have on our communities and our world. So this February, as we are called to spread the love to others, yes, as a church, we want each and every one of you to think about what that means in your life and to spend yourself and to really pour into those who need it the most. But in addition to our healthcare workers and our first responders and our Family Promise and our normal mission fields, I think it's really important that we challenge each other to really love our neighbors and those hard to love people in our lives, because that's what Jesus would want us to do.